Alright, and we are in with the first round. Each team has been assigned someone who is basically trying to throw the game without being detected. There is $100 on the line for whoever can get the most points at the end of this best of 5. So all these players are going to try here, and we'll see what players can subtly try and hide what they're doing. For now, though, we have both teams opening up into the center of the stage. We have Storm on the Wiper. Phoenix goes down fairly early, as Basil and Kiver are going to be painting the zone, trying to tag team with Pika, who goes down, but they finally take down Storm. Brian on Snipe. He's trying to stay alive here. That E-Leader putting a lot of pressure. Manages to get on top of the spinner. The Nautilus goes down a bit early as Pika super jumps in back from spawn. Gets pinned by the machine, but the machine luckily goes down, keeping them alive. And they are trying to take down this Inkjet. They successfully do before fighting the splash here. Are able to get that pick as well. Excellent job from him. We do see the ballpoint jumping to the top right side. Ice is going to be using that crab tank, trying to find someone on the spinner. Gets died by the Zipcaster, but luckily Phoenix is going to be able to take that down. And the Wiper is able to get a nice pick and toss that Ultra Stamp to try to get their team in before going down to that crab tank. Bagel able to sustain a bit on the left side of the map. Going to try to keep the machine out, but that Inkjet is going to seal the deal. Getting some nice pressure, using that Squid Form to get a little bit closer to the enemy plat, but not going to find anything more from that. With the crab tank here, going to be popping it. Kiver is ready with the response, though. Pops it early and gets shredded there. Bagel in the corner going to have to jump out, and this is a very nice hold for the pink team over here. They should be able to get the lead if they can keep things going. Storm is sharking on somewhere in their base, actually. Just kind of looking for someone to drop, being extremely patient. Kiver ends up going down, though, and he's going to expose himself from hiding to try to put some pressure onto Basil. 2 players go down. Basil's able to get the kill, though, to open things up for their team. Storm is looking to try to take that E-Leader down, but he can't, and the E-Leader gets away. Ultra Stamp being popped on a Pika, who is not able to get out of the way in time. The Wiper is coming from behind. It tries to get a kill on the Nautilus, but barely doesn't as Bagel is able to take him down. And now it's their turn to try to get a push off. Going to be using the Ink Storm on the enemy plat here. Is able to find 1 kill onto the ballpoint.
Top left one. Dead.
Nice.
Let's go.
Get fix. I think there's one on spinner. He's
Yeah,
red. He's red. He's red.
He is.
Okay.
Try the shot.
Putting some pressure on the left side of the map, painting the zone, goes for the E-Leader. Isn't able to find the pick on the E-Leader, though, but the rest of their team is able to get a few picks. Inkjet at the ready once again from the ballpoint, as they're going to be throwing fizzies onto the plat. 2 players go down. Inkjet gets a kill.
I'm definitely. Actually, I'm
You
good.
can get his pre-con.
Okay.
One shot, dead.
Nice.
Here as well. Dead.
The bed bench.
And we do see Pika going in, trying to find an opening right now, using those line markers to try to get a kill. Is able to tag Phoenix and successfully gets him with one as he tries to super jump out. This has been a very back and forth match so far. We have Phoenix coming in from spawn here, sees the Nautilus and E-Leader on the spinner, just going to be chucking some fizzy bombs, trying to come help on the left side. The Zipcaster goes down extremely early, though, and Phoenix is trying to help his team on the side of the map, but is getting a little scared off from chasing the player in the corner, going to instead go for the splash. Isn't able to get him. A lot of players are going down. It's just Phoenix going to be popping that Booyah Bomb, but Bagel's able to shred it before he goes down. Storm is trying to save this game. Finds a kill on a Basil. The Crab going to be saving things as Pika is here by the zone, going to be painting it. It's not over yet, though. Ice is able to sneak their way in, and they contest the zone. Pika manages to take him down, and it's not over yet. Phoenix goes for the kill on the Nautilus, but misses it. And that's a full wipeout. Do you see the ballpoint player on the top right with an Inkjet? Going to be one of their last tools to get in. We also see Kiver with the crab. Jet comes out, though. Going to go back to that, of course. Pika going to be taking a fight with it, but opts to back off. Basil misses the shot. The Jet recalls without doing too much, though. Stamp comes out and promptly dies. And the Booyah Bomb's going to be thrown at the E-Leader. That could have been dangerous as the zone needed to be painted, but luckily their team manages to flip it at the last second, but 2 of them go down. Storm is going to need a miracle play to keep his team in the game. Is trying to get the E-Leader, but gets picked off. And it's only Ice trying to paint the zone before they go down. And now we'll have to give the teams a little bit of time to figure out what's going on and who the thrower is.
I don't trust either Ice or Pika right now. That's my top.
I did my job. Look at my paint. I also died the least. I had the most specials. Like, I was the painter. Hello?
I don't know. You're sounding kind of less convincing by the second here.
That's true, but I know you can go
Okay.
crazy as well, Ice. That's the thing that's what I'm worried about.
What?
But then, I don't know. I don't trust Storm. I don't know.
On that team, I would say Pika.
Kipper thinks it's Pika, okay. Basil, what about you?
I think it's Pika.
Bagel?
I'm stuck between Kiver and Pika.
Okay. And Pika, who do you think it is?
Kiver.
Between Kiver and Pika? Okay. Well, Pika was the thrower in this case, so Pika's not going to get anything. So your intuition was right.
It did not matter how much I did not paint for the zone. Bagel will just drop and get 3. How am I supposed to lose that?
All right. It is a bit time. I'm going to need our guesses here. Brian, who's the player we're thinking of?
I think it's either Ice or Storm.
Ice or Storm? Okay. Ice, who do you think?
I think it's Storm or Phoenix.
Storm or Phoenix? Phoenix, who do you think it is?
I think Storm.
Storm as well. And Storm, who do you think it is?
It's definitely Phoenix.
Storm is the only confident player here. However, everyone else is also suspecting him. Okay, so are you three willing to lock in Storm?
Yeah.
Or do you guys think it might be someone
I'm
else?
so
I'm confident.
as well, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with Storm. I don't know.
Okay, Brian's gonna lock in Storm.
Dude, I can't have 2 guesses.
Yeah, you have to have one guess.
But like to me, Ice plays a little bit more safe than I'm used to from him. That's what I'm worried about. But I don't know.
I'm just gonna lock in Storm then.
Storm?
I'm also locking in.
Alright, well, Storm might have been the most confident, but it turns out Ice was in fact the thrower.
But I know Ice goes crazy sometimes, and he played a little bit too safe, I felt like.
Alright. Try double splash. We got a Vimy from Bagel. Trying to raise suspicion before the maps even begin with the weapon pick. We got Basil on that ballpoint. Have a ballpoint Ditto here. Something we've been seeing a lot more. Obviously, this weapon getting very popular. A lot of backline switching to it. So this is definitely what we're seeing here. And Basil able to get the opening pick onto Pika. We see a crab tank coming out on the defensive side. Trying to just have a crab battle here. Kiver gonna roll away safely from that Ultra Stamp. As Storm goes in, tries to flank behind, gets a nice kill onto Ice. And it's just up to Kiver to try to hold the right side of the map. Gonna go for a nice sneaky kill on the Rainmaker. Gets a trade there with the help of Pika, who's also gonna be able to get Brian before going down to Basil. And so far we see the orange team just opting to play for the Rainmaker reset. Getting the Rainmaker out of middle is kind of one of the many tricky parts of this map. We do see some soda coming out from Pika. Phoenix taking his time, wanting to get a drink a bit later. Not really thirsty at the moment, gonna pick one up a little bit after that. I switch to a player and they immediately die. Basil's on the right side trying to get out of there, but the extreme amount of fizzy bombs are going to be able to take him down. But somehow the blue team is holding on through all of that. Ice is here to ambush the Rainmaker, though. Shows no fear, goes straight in for the Wiper player as well. This is what happens when you have a backline weapon like the ballpoint. You have to be careful because extremely close it can thrive as well. You have to play in that kind of mid-range distance in order to stay safe. Bagel on the right side trying to get some paint for that Ultra Stamp. Crab going to be putting a bit of pressure. And so far, both teams are really struggling to break through to the other side. Last game ended fairly quickly, and this one seems to be just the opposite as players are going back and forth. Bagel's able to sneak in to interrupt the ballpoint long-range poking each other contest to get a kill there, and an Inkjet from Basil is going to be able to get a kill onto Phoenix. And it looks like finally the blue team has opened up the map. Going to be throwing some fizzies at the Rainmaker here. Bagel goes down. Brian has the crab tank to try to sustain things. Looking for shots on the ballpoint, but eventually gets backed up and actually can't make it out alive. As the Rainmaker push is going to die at the same place it did last time, putting it back into the orange team's hands. This has been a dead even game so far. The Rainmaker going to be breaking away with the help from the Tactic Cooler, though. Actually going to get past everyone on the blue team except Brian, who despite barely having any ink left, is going to be able to take down the Rainmaker before it gets to the checkpoint. A lot of players going down early. Basil's going to be getting some paint control. Probably want to work toward that next inkjet. There's a splash player waiting for him on the corner, trying to threaten that push as Kiver wants to open things up for this team. Pika's going to try to find a kill into the Wiper, who will manage to duck out of the way in time. Brian's Crab, though, going to be getting a kill before getting broken by Kiver's Crab, who will be getting a kill before going down. Trades left and right, and the orange team is all in spawn, and it looks like the blue team could opt to push to that checkpoint there to try to get a breakaway lead, but it's not able to get there quite in time. The Rainmaker's going for it now, but ambush from behind as the splashes dive in. It's only Kiver who's going to desperately try to hold this together. The rain goes down, but not before it gets the lead. Bagel's going to be using that Ultra Stamp. 2 stamp throws happening simultaneously, but neither of them find anything, and that's 2 specials just gone. Bagel's going to have to back off to this corner as this Jet and Crab are going to ensure that things are down. Ice going to be recalling after getting a kill on Bagel. Has that Tacticooler to keep up the aggression. Kiver's going to Crab. It looks like they're going to try to push to the left side now. Phoenix is able to get a trade. We see Pika fighting one of the splashes, going to opt to rotate around and help instead, trying to decide whether they need to keep an eye on that flank or not. Fizzing behind the enemy team, finds a kill onto the Wiper. This could be crucial, but they get stuck in a corner. 2 long-range weapons that are going to be able to more than keep the try out, and the Rainmaker dies 1 point away from the lead. And the blue team's going to opt to keep things together. They don't have a lot of time for a reset. There is a flank from behind them who's going to have to pop the Crab. Pika needs to go for this Rainmaker, but it resets before they can get near it, and I believe they won't get any overtime as the blue team is narrowly gonna be able to get the lead.
I mean, my Discord crashed, but I'm not a thrower, just saying. I was going in hard.
Yeah, you're kind of fragging. So.
Yeah.
My Discord crash thing, that's a new one. I haven't heard that excuse yet.
No, I was calling out. I couldn't hear anyone for like 30 seconds, and I didn't know what was happening. So I had to reset my voice set in between the game. But I'm not throwing, trust me.
Right.
I was going hard.
So Brian, either a tactical genius or the most unfortunate time for something to happen ever here, okay?
Yeah.
It's real, trust
me. Trust me, bro, for sure.
Okay. Basil, what do you think?
Sorry, Brian, but I'm gonna pick you just for that.
Storm, what about you?
Yeah, Bagel or Basil.
I think Bagel or Basil, so not going along with the Brian suspicions. We have 3 people's names on the table. Bagel, what about you?
I would say Basil.
You think it's Basil? Any reasoning?
Not really.
No reasoning, just kind of have that feeling.
It's just hard to tell. Everybody did right.
Alright, I'm gonna need players to lock in their guesses now. Bagel, you're gonna go with Basil?
Yeah.
Basil, you going with Brian?
Yeah.
Brian, who you going with?
Bagel and Basil?
Yes.
I feel like it's also Bagel maybe, because he died a lot more than I think he used.
Oh!
Hey man.
But at the same
woke
time,
up.
at the same time, I did see some sus things on Basil. But if I pick Bagel, it's a tie, so I don't know. Okay, go with Basil.
Yeah, Storm, who do you think?
I'd say Bagel.
You think it's Bagel. Okay, we have a tie between Bagel and Basil. In this case, it doesn't really matter, so I'm just going to tell you, because the thrower won. But it was Basil, not Bagel. Basil was throwing that game. And yes, Brian was actually telling the truth that whole time.
Yeah, but I can't believe it, like...
I would say Ice.
Me? Okay. I'm saying Kiver then.
Ice and Kiver are both guesses so far, but that's even. What about Phoenix? What do we got here?
This is hard. I don't really know. I would say, maybe Pika. I'm not sure.
Okay, so we have 3 names guessed. Pika, who do you think it is?
I said from the start I was sus of one of the 2 splashes. I'm just gonna say Kiver.
So Kiver has 2 votes, if I remember correctly, yes? Because Ice also thinks it's Kiver?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kiver is not the thrower. The thrower is Pika, who got away with it, technically, but gonna give him 5 points. Nice job, Dylan. Well, After Rainmaker is one of the fan-favorite modes for viewers watching this series, Clam Blitz, especially after in Splatoon 2 Bagel just blatantly threw clams off the map. So, if you guys want to see it, let me know in the comments, and we'll make part 2. I'll see you guys then.